Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to another video on the channel. You know where it is. We're on the road to 1K, so we got to keep the consistency up. I think we're 25 away right now, so you already know what you got to do when you're checking into my show anyway. Smash that like button, show some love, as the guy Jay Hotspur Cave says. Hit them likes, people. It's all part of the process. You got to pay your rent. You got to show some love if you're enjoying the video, of course. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the boy as well. He's a couple away from 300, so all the support can do. All the support can do. But yeah, man, today, we've got Everton this weekend. We got Everton this weekend, and I thought it's only right I come and check in. We do a little talk. We do a little preview, as well as we got to talk about a press conference. I do want to start doing a few more shows on the channel where we go through the press conference, because I love reading into managers' press conferences. I feel like that's where they really can give you some gems. Sometimes they're a bit sarcastic, but you can pick things up of where the manager's going, where he's heads at, and what he's wanting to do with the team. So I wanted to go through that. We're going to read some of the comments out, read some of the quotes from that. But yeah, man, that's all it really is, just coming to check in with the crew then. But big up to the people, my brother Jay, every single time. But yeah, let me share the screen so we can go straight into it. I don't want to waste no time. Let me get this up for you. There we go. So that, as you can see, this is Football London. Shout out to them guys, Alistair Gold. If you don't know, get to know. Best Tottenham journalist there is out there. If you need a guy that's going to be up to date with all the Spurs news, transfer updates, anything that he can shut down, he usually does. And usually when he takes a holiday, Spurs are making moves. I remember I used to watch this guy years ago. He'd be like, I'm going on holiday for a couple of days. Spurs will come back. 3 transfers have happened. Just a week. So I expect something to happen when he does take some time off, hopefully in the next couple of days, because we need it bad. We need it bad. But let's just go down. Let's get to the good stuff of what ANGE is saying, going through the comments. Yes. So look, straight away, is there anything happening in the way of transfers? The club is working as hard as it can, and that's all you can ask for. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. They feed us this shit every year. They feed us this. Every single... I would love to understand the work that it goes behind Tottenham transfers, bro. I would love to understand. Because why is it that Tottenham is the only team that takes 4 to 6 weeks? It's like every player we go for is on a notice period, bruv. That they take so long to negotiate, so long to make anything happen. It's just stupid. It's foolishness. And it's bullshit. It's outright bullshit. The club is working as hard as they can. Ange, look, you're my guy. You're my guy. But that's rubbish. Don't feed me nonsense and think that I'm just going to listen to you now. Don't feed me this shit that the club's doing. That's all you can ask for. We're 17 days into the window and we've brought one goalkeeper in, and you said yourself he was a guy that we were looking to bring in the summer. So we had already identified him. It wasn't like Spurs had been taking advantage of opportunities. We already knew about him. That was planned. Where was all the other plans? Nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. But I just seen a few more people come in the chat. Big up to Adam. Yo, big up to you, myself. Jay Spurs. Yo, Jords, just found you have a channel, Senior Never a Foul. Come on, man. Durag Diaries been putting in the work for about, say, nearly 6 months now. Nearly coming up to. And I might be pushing it. I may have been putting in the work for a few months, but the channel's been here since August. I think, yeah, around August times. And yeah, man, as you can see, we're just a few away from 1K. So if you can, we appreciate if you do subscribe, my bro. Keros Keen, big up to you each and every time. And you know the player will be meaty like... And this is the problem, bro. This is the problem. They're going to starve us. And this is what they don't get. This is what Spurs do every time. And they get all of us fans of it, because they starve you of a transfer. We're going to be waiting up until 25th, 26th, 27th of January. And then at that point, bro, we've been starving for 3 weeks. I'm a homeless man. I haven't eaten. You're offering me a sandwich. Of course, I don't care if I don't like egg. Give me that egg crest sandwich with the brown bread. I'm hungry. And that's what's going to happen. It's going to get to the 27th of January. They're going to offer us shit. And all the Spurs fans are going to lap it up. They're going to lap it up because at that point, it's all we can get. We're all just trying to get something. And they're like, oh, he's better than Brennan. He's better than Werner. That doesn't mean fuck all because they're shit. The floor is so low. The floor is so low. We can't be doing that. I ain't accepting shit this window. I'll tell you that now. I'm not accepting shit. Tony Kinky, yeah, my man he had a bad game, but he looks like he can be the one for the future. Man like TK Maxx, he's going to get the designer soon, real soon. But right now, Tony Kinky, the way he's moving the other day, yeah, no, I don't know about that. But let's see. We got Big Vic coming back real soon. So, hey, we got a few players coming back. Andrews, yes, man, Jords. How is he defending this dead transfer window? I don't know. We're gonna get into further of the talks. I just want to check in with the chat, of course. But we're gonna go through more of what he said. Told you a lot about Ange, but you're still backing him. Would you take Garnacho for Werner? Yes. In a heartbeat, my bro. Garnacho is bad, but he's not terrible. The way that Man United fans make it out to be like Garnacho's ineffective, he does nothing. I'm like, no, Garnacho has some good traits. It's just in front of goal. The decision making is just not there. He's a young player. He's still growing. I think if he goes abroad, like I've seen Napoli interested in him. If Napoli get him, Antonio Conte will make his career blow. And I promise you now, in 2-3 years, he's going to be coming back to the Premier League or going to a big team because he does have the quality to be a good and a top player. I just feel like he's not being coached good, man. The guys that he's had at Manchester United just haven't helped him out enough. But Garnacho over Werner in a heartbeat, my bro. In an absolute heartbeat. Levy's moving like... And this is the thing, bro. He's moving like the man them are going to get some JSA, fam. He's going on like every other week. He's got to go down to the job center. That's what he's moving like. This is what he makes Spurs fans feel like. That we're broke. Like we ain't one of the richest clubs in the world. Not in London. Not in England. Not in the United Kingdom. In the blood clot world. And he wants to make me think that we're poor. Dickhead. But let's just read some more. I did only get one sentence in and I lost my... Let me not say I lost my head. It was warranted. January is not an easy month, but I do know a lot of work is being done behind the scenes to try and get some reinforcements in. Bullshit. On to what he says next. Was missing out on Rando Kolo Muani a big setback? For me, no. You weren't in for him. We were in. Well, it depends what you mean for in. We've been interested and we're looking at a number of players, but did it get to a point where we thought he was coming to us? No. Well, on that, I'll keep it a whole buck. If you guys have watched my transfer updates video, if you haven't, it's been a bit inconsistent, but you can't blame me. I'm trying to do Tottenham transfer update video consistently, but there's nothing to update on. I promise you guys, I'm starving for news. I'm scrolling the timeline every day. I'm trying to find some new transfer gossip that I can spread with you. But one thing I ain't going to do is I ain't going to make things up for one. And I'm not going to go from tier 3 sources and just use whatever they're saying just to build and make videos. That's not, I'm not in this business of doing that. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You guys are my community and you might support me. I must support you with some real information, some real content. And there hasn't been nothing. There's been nothing to report on Tottenham side. I can't give you no transfer update because there really hasn't been anything out there. I've been hearing about Richard Rios, but it's literally murmurs. It's whispers because you might see it from one you might see it from one journalist, but you never see it anywhere else. And that's a bad sign. If we're really interested in a player, it should be coming out from multiple places like Kolo Muani did. But I was all saying, getting back to the point that I didn't want Kolo Muani. I do think that he's more effective and better than Johnson and Werner. But I'm not for this Muani business, man. I don't think he's the player we need. I don't think that he improves our attack that drastically. And he's not even a winger. He's a striker that isn't great in strike. So he gets shifted out to the wing to do a job. Like, let's have it right, man. This is not a player that we need. But But this is it. Look, I can't lie. We need a tackle with a brain in the attack. And that's the thing, especially on the wing, bro. Especially, we can't have Randall Kolo Muani. Did you guys not see him? High pressure moments, World Cup final, easiest one-on-one you can get of your life. And he fluffed it. He fluffed it. I can't. Well, Garnacho's not arse and cheeks, man. He's not arse and cheeks. We're talking about arse and cheeks. That's Hugo Lloris. That's the OG. Arse and cheeks. But big up to manage you every single time. Look, can you see? He's got the moderator badge. When you're in here consistently, you're sharing the love. You get the upgrade. The manage, bro. He's a real one. That's a real one right there. But big up to you, Eugene, as well. Just reminded me. Big up to Eugene. And big up to hyper protagonist. No. See, I just said big you up, and this is what you're doing. Have you lost your mind, bro? Have you lost your mind? Don't ever quote me and that fraud, yeah? That man with a top bun with no fade. That man that's 2 left feet. Can't run, can't pass. Do not ever mix or combine anything about us in your life. I said, do Ragsin. Nah. That's actually a violation. Bro. I feel like you're violating. I genuinely feel like you're violating, bro. That's crazy. That is crazy. Mwani is a 9, though. He is a 9. This is it, Eugene. This is it. One of the most criminal things is the fact that we're not in for Douglas Luiz. Juventus want to get rid of him. He's not had a great time there. And he's a player that's got Premier League experience. He's great. He's great on set pieces. We saw he whipped it in from a corner just like Sonny did. And he's a problem. He's a problem in midfield. He can do the defensive job. He can do that. He's literally the player that we were speaking about last night. As we mentioned, I'm sure you were there, Eugene, on Jacob's channel. Shout out to Jacob. Make sure you guys go over there as well, man. United Spurs of America. We were talking some good stuff. Me, Ash, Jacob, and Life of Eli. Yeah, man. Bro, trust me. Douglas Luiz is the guy. I'm going to put in a phone call. Because I know I'll get called his doppelganger and them things, yeah? Maybe you might see me turn up one day at Spurs. Maybe you might see me one day turn up. Going to be outside the training ground signing some signatures. Yeah, they ain't going to know a thing. I can do a job in CDM, you know. I used to be a number 6. Don't worry. They used to call me Driller J because I was putting in the work. I was putting in work in the middle. Trust me. They ain't ready for that one. Spurs ain't ready for that one. But hit the like button, people. Big up the chat. 100%. Make sure you're smashing the like button on the video. Let's check what the likes are on. Let's check what the disgraceful, yeah. Can't be doing the disgraceful thing. 10 likes. 10 likes. Yo, we got 23 people in the building. Everyone, if you don't go smash that like button real quick, you are taking the piss. Don't be taking the mic, man. Show some love. That's a good one. That's my new one. Kolo Panani. Nah, he wouldn't work. Nah, but for real, why don't ANGE just play 2 strikers? Not Son is not a winger. I think that we've already seen with ANGE, he's stubborn. With ANGE, you know what you're gonna get by now. ANGE knows what he wants. He knows what way he wants to play. He's not gonna adjust the attacking way anyway. He's not going to adjust that too much, but he just needs wingers that are going to play his way, because without that, without that, Spurs just aren't going to flourish. They just aren't going to, be clinical in the attack. They're not going to have that attacking edge. Because right now, look, we're the second highest goal scorers in the Premier League. It doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like we have one of the best attacks. I know everyone's seen me on stream. Spurs have the best attack in the league and so on. Yeah, cool. At times, the numbers said that, but watching Spurs, you can already tell that we're far from it. We're far from it. The way that we attack, with the amount of chances that we create, it's just... like, we don't create that many clear-cut chances. And then when our players do get into good positions, you have the likes of Brennan Johnson and Werner there. So it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But LB, would you take Grealish at Spurs? I think he'd do well with Solanke. Nah, I'm not on this Grealish stuff. I think it's just a bad combination of a few things. Grealish obviously hasn't had a great time at Manchester City when he got put on a platform and they said, look, do your thing. And at Spurs, it's going to be a different environment to Man City because he'll be treated similar to Maddison, that if you don't perform under this manager, you're not going to be given... you're not going to be given grace. You're not going to be given that time to come back and try to work your way in the team like you would at Villa. It's straight. You're going to get dropped. Plus, him and Maddison are like the English mates that are known for going out drunk and being in London, bro. That man hitting up Mayfair on a Wednesday night before we got a Europa League game. Nah, we can't have that. We can't have that, man. Protagonist. I just gave you some privilege. Don't be violating it, dog. Don't be violated, dog. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bro, it's crazy. Sort him out, man. Sort him out. Trust me, you gotta sort him out. But big up, Durag. Would like to see you on We Are Tottenham TV. If they ever give me the shout, I'd 100% be there, man. We Are Tottenham TV are the guys doing their thing. Yeah, bro. Put that in their chat. If they ever want to give me the shout, let them know. Durag Diaries always down for coming on their channel, man. They've been doing their thing. They're putting Spurs on the map. What are they on? They're blown up. I know they're one of the biggest Spurs channels. So, boy, if I get the invite, just know I'll be there. Hey. Hold on now. Wait a minute. Don't make accusations. But I ain't gonna say no. I would not say. Who would say no? That's a better question. Who would say no? Alicia Lehman's doing, yo, but run up the lights, you joggers, in looking mother. We're not gonna say that. But let's get back into it. Let's go back into a bit more of what was being said, and I'll come back to the chat. But he just clarifies: are you confident of getting someone in? Okay, this is where the good stuff. This is what I came for. This is what I wanted to look at. As confident as you can be, it is tricky, as all clubs are finding. And I guess traditionally it ramps up in the final week so that we're approaching there for all clubs. It's even trickier in January because one, you are trying to acquire a player, the club wants to replace that player. So there's all sorts of logistics involved. Every club complain. No, it's not difficult for every club. Man City have signed 4 players pretty much. They've all got wrapped up 4 players, spent 170, 180 million. It's not that hard. You pay the price a team wants and they give you the player. It's not that difficult. Yes, I get sometimes you're going to take away a team's best player. They may want to replace him. But we're not going in for the best players from any big teams, are we? If it's a small team, you just rattle the player. You make sure you let him know we want you. And he's going to say he don't want to play for the club no more. And they're going to work something out. We've seen it happen time and time again. Again, this is just bullshit. And you can't feed me rubbish. You're not doing it to me anymore. I ain't hearing it. Are an attacker and a defender the priorities? Well, we'll see what's available and what help we can get. We know what we want. There's players available in every position. What do you mean? What do you mean by this? These guys trying to speak in hieroglyphics, fam. Honestly, we'll see what's available and what help we can get. So we're just looking at opportunities. We're just looking at what players teams don't want. We're just looking at the ones that are just going to perk up and be like, oh, this player's available for loan. I don't want a loan. Let's sign players for the future. Honestly, Johan Langer just seems more and more incompetent as the days go on. It just seems incompetent. Paratici would have never let this run. Paratici would have had us making moves on the phone or making calls. He would have been making moves. Johan Lang's just sitting around playing with his ass. Honestly. But, bro, that is it. That is it. Grealish and Maddison together. Hell to the no. You know one of them is there. Well, big up to you, G, man. Big up to you. But George, genuine question. Do you think we have a mix and match of profiles in this squad? Players that are for a counter-attacking system and some for a possession-based football. Most definitely. And that is the issue here. And that's what I think some people as Spurs fans don't understand what a rebuild is. A rebuild is flushing out those profiles of counter-attacking players. We played a counter-attacking system under Mourinho, under Nuno, and under Conte / Stellini / Mason. For those 5 years, we played this, or 6 years, sorry, we played the same way. And then we brought ANGE in to play a completely different way. Now, the players that we've cleared out, not all of them played the counter-attacking system. Some of them could have adapted, and as we've seen, some of them have already adapted. But there's still some players that are in this system from the old, the old lot that just don't fit. Bissouma, don't fit. Pedro Porro, don't fit. Heung-min Son, don't fit. The only ones that I'm going to sit there and I'm going to hold ANGE culpable, and I'm going to be like, look, ANGE, you made some bad decisions here, is Maddison, Brennan Johnson, and Radu Dragusin. Because I don't know what has gone on in all. I say Maddison, it wasn't expected that the downfall that he would have and the fact that he wouldn't perform to the way he was. I know he was always known as a 33% guy, but maybe we all thought that he could step it up. And we all thought that he could become a much better player at Spurs. We all thought that taking a move to a better team surrounded by better players, you're going to flourish. But he's done nothing but get worse. He's done nothing but hide. He's not a superstar. That's literally what you said before, Jay. He's not a superstar player. He had the ability to be a superstar on the roster, but he just didn't want it. Man wants to be United States champion, blood. He wants the Intercontinental Championship. He wants to go to fucking ECW, but when he got offered the heavyweight or the WWE, he was hiding. He was hiding. So I can't really blame ANGE for that. But Brennan Johnson and Radu Dragusin, I don't know how you can okay these signings. I don't know how. Dragusin's young, so he can still grow and learn, innit? He probably didn't expect him to play so much by now, even though his agent used to talk shit. But with Brennan Johnson, there's just no excuse. There's just no excuse. I can't even lie. There's just no excuse for it. Brennan Johnson's just not good enough. Shouldn't be at our club. He has nothing to offer outside of a late run. And it's giving me Dele Alli vibes at the end of his career at Spurs. That's what it's giving me. Where he offers nothing on the ball anymore. But late run onto the edge of the box, or, the ball just falls to him, he can score a goal. He's just going to pop up and score a goal. But yeah, man, back to the question. I feel like we need to sign more players with the right profile for this system of football to get the best out of ANGE. And until we do that, we're not going to get the best out of ANGE. And that's where the problem is with Spurs right now, is because the Spurs board are contradicting themselves by saying, oh yeah, we're backing ANGE, we're giving him our 100% faith, but you're not giving him the tools to do the fucking job. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, man. We don't have no X-Factor players. Literally, we don't have no X-Factor players. But let me just scroll down. I know I'm way behind in the chat right now, so I'm trying to catch up, people. I'm trying to catch up. Who's got Millwall next? Who's Millwall next year? Is that you talking about Dragusin? Aye, they got Tanganga, and he ain't taking Tanganga's place. Tanganga's better than Dragusin, if we're being real. I still remember Tanganga wrapping up man like Sterling and Grealish. Bro, put them in a headlock and stiffed. Even Zaha, bro. Don't remember when we scrapped Zaha and wrapped him up. This is the players I want. The players that got the passion for the badge. That's what I need. They need the passion. Show me that you're playing for the badge. Until they do that, man, like the young players are the only ones giving it right now. The young players are really putting in work. I know these man are, he's talking about Werner. He's talking about Werner again. You know what? Let me get into that real quick. Because I don't believe that ANGE okayed the second time on Werner. I think ANGE okayed the first time. The second time, Levy looked at an opportunity where he can get Werner on loan for a very cheap deal. He's gonna be a straight loan with no obligation. So Spurs get a player So it's a body, and he doesn't have to buy him. That's all it was. And he got him in straight away from the window. So it was like, oh, we got a player in straight away. People are going to be happy. Like, no, this guy is an absolute bum. So I don't think ANGE okayed it the second time, because as soon as Odebert came in, as soon as Mikey Moore was available at the start of the season, they're both playing ahead of him. So he can't rate him. He generally can't rate him. I don't think so. I don't think so. But big clubs make bad signings, but go back and get someone else. We screw up and stuck with them bums for 5 years, and that's the problem with Spurs. We hold on to players for too long. We're constantly holding on to players. We don't get rid of them. Like, Maddison needs to go. Dragusin needs to go. Bissouma needs to go. Just cut ties. Porro could probably stay another season, see if he works out. I think Spence could take his place. I don't think he's all but done, but I'm not sold on Porro for me personally. I'm not sold on Porro. Ange is given the green light. That's just taken out of context, man. Ange obviously has to have some input with these, because they're going to go into his team. But ultimately, we have to be honest here. Not every manager green lights every player that comes into a club, especially at Spurs, bro. Especially at Spurs. Spurs are known for just throwing players at managers. Antonio Conte come out, quite frankly, like, he signed him a wing-back, a right wing-back, which we needed at the time, which Spence could have added. And we're now seeing that Spence is better than most of the fullbacks we have, and definitely had at the time, because we were starving with Aurier at one point. We were starving with Tanganga playing right wing back. We had Regulon. Like, we had these players, and Jed Spence could have been playing. So club signings are part of every club. But that doesn't mean that, you know, every player that comes in is going to be okayed by the manager just because he said he gives the green light. Come on, man. We can't over exaggerate that. Well, big up to you, Love United 8 Ops, every time. Smash the likes, people. Smash the likes. What are we on right now? What likes are we on right now? If the likes haven't gone up, I ain't even going to do no more of the stream. I might as well end the stream right now. How about that? I'm going to do a Dean thing. No, we're lying. We're on 25, I think. I think we're on 25, did I see? We're doing good. We're doing good. We doubled them likes. So there's no problemos over here. There's no problemos over here. All right. I mean, let me catch up to the chat, and then we're gonna move on. All right, bro. Tanganga was all about throwing those hands. He's from Tottenham. You already know where it is. Local boys. You weren't playing no games. Again, the Pashan, bro. You can't take it away from a guy. When you have someone growing through the academy, they just know about these rivalries. They know about the derbies. They know about the games they've got to get up for, because they've played against these players in their whole academy career. They know what it's like. They've watched these games. They've wanted to be involved in these games, rather than bringing in some of these players that are just dead food, yeah, like a Dragusin. And we just have to, like, just accept it. I ain't accepting shit. Dragusin's rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And yeah, man, Liverpool on his debut as well. Real talks. Jords, real talk. Why would Levy say no to saving 165k in a week? He's a penny pincher. But this is what you need to look at. Spurs cut off so many guys. We released a few people this summer, and we cut a few contracts out. So Spurs' wage bill had dropped heavily already. Werner was already accounted for from in January. So the way that he looked at it was, oh, we're not going to add more to the wage bill by bringing in a new star player where their contract is guaranteed for the next 4 to 5 years, paying them 120k a week, plus the signing bonus, plus, as you said, that's the fee of how much money they're going to be guaranteed over the next couple of years. Levy was like, oh, this is 160k a week. It's only going to be for the year. We've already dropped wages. It's cool. He wasn't assigned to pay no money, man. Come on, you already know. And plus, there was like an option to buy Werner last season in January if we wanted to sign him in the summer. Originally, the option was around 15 million. This option's now been dropped down to about 7.5 mil. Come on, man. Levy was like, oh, if this works out, I got a 7.5 million bargain. Wow. That's what he's on, bro. That's exactly what he's on. But moving on, it's something about Haaland's contract. I don't really care what he says about Haaland's contracts. We're going to move on from that. What did you make of Anthony Kinski's performance against Arsenal, and how has he performed in his first 3 games? I think it's fair to say we've thrown him in at the deep end. He's had 3 pretty big challenges in different ways. He's certainly gained experience very quickly when you look at the games he has played and the challenges within that. I think he's handled it really well. I said from day one, he is a very assured young man. From goalkeeping aspect, he has all the attributes we're looking for and feel would be good fit for us. Like I said, we're throwing him in at the deep end, but we'll get enormous benefits from that. Let me zoom in, because this is what I'm doing. I'm bare squinting like I can't zoom in, like a waste, man. Yeah. I know, people. I'm actually moving like an uncle. Moving on. I don't want to see transfers. I do want to see some more transfer stuff. Don't really care about David Moyes. How much are the players hurting after Arsenal? Yes, let's hear about that. How much are these players hurting after Arsenal? Look, I'm sure they are. As I said, what do you mean I'm sure they are? You should be making sure they're hurt. Trust me. I've had a time when my manager, I was playing, I think this was in the, this wasn't even that long ago. This was like maybe when I was 16, 17. We were 2-0 up one game. I can't lie. 2-0 up, got mad complacent. Second half, team comes back 2-2 within 10 minutes. Just know that within 10 minutes, 2-2. Game ends 5-2, innit? Literally, Arsenal-Tottenham settings. Game ended 5-2. Very Spursy. Very Spursy, that game. And I remember it was muddy-ass pitch. It was rubbery settings. Just know that next training session, didn't touch a football. Run. You're doing lap suicides. 1 hour and a half, 2 hours of suicides. What do you mean you think they're hurting? They should be hurting, blood. You should have made them hurt. They should have been putting in work in training. Are you mad? But as I said after the game, it's not acceptable for a club of ours to have that many defeats in a season. Irrespective of the context of the situation we are in, I just feel as much as the defeat on Wednesday night, it was also about the performance in the first half. I just felt we didn't do ourselves justice. I'm sure the players are hurting. Whether the players are hurting or I'm hurting, it's kind of irrelevant. The supporters are hurting. We're the only ones who can change that. Yeah, you're most definitely right. We are hurting. We are hurting, bro. I'm 14th, blood. You know, remember when Troop said it? I'm 14th, blood. That's how I'm feeling. Every single day. To this day. 14th, bro. I've been in the bottom half of the table for like a month. The days ain't been this dark since 07-08. 07-08. It's been 16 years. Times is dark. But I'm hoping that it can get better, man. We need Levy to really turn up. We really need Levy to turn up because, boy, that man's been hiding. But big up to Matthews. Big up to you, my bro. That's the thing, Eugene, man. Most of these bums don't care. They don't have the passion. They're not ready to play for the badge, especially the senior players. And that's what lets me down the most, you know. I feel like Spurs, far too many times, we have our senior players that are just hiding away from the responsibility to perform. We've always had this problem. I feel like this is what happens when you buy players from smaller clubs, players that are about to get relegated, players with no mentality to win, players that are just used to surviving. That's all they're doing. They just survive. They know how to live month by month. You know, get through the month, not be too not happy, not be too sad. You know, just get through life. That's what these players are on. I want winners. I want guys that want to do something with their life. I want guys that want to be legends. I want guys that think they're the best. You need arrogant players. You need players that want to perform week in, week out. Players that are willing to fight just to show that. I want a Cole Palmer. I want a player that's going to come in the team and say, shut up, shut up, shut up. This is my team now. That's what I want. I want arrogance. But we're afraid of it. ANGE is afraid of it. He wants to bring in all these young players, 18-year-olds, like we're some fucking crash. Like he's some childminder. We need experience. We need players that have won before. That's the problem with Spurs. That's the problem. But I ain't hurting no more, bro. I'm numb to this shit. I hear you. I do hear you. I ain't numb. Not just yet. I've been number 4. I've definitely been number 4. I'm not yet. I'm not there yet, man. But I hear you, bro. Floating in the void with many people. Floating in the void with many people. Do you know what, Archer? I wasn't around for those times. I can't even lie. I think that was when I might have been in my nappies then days. Maybe. Because I'm 26 this year, so but yeah, Christian Gross might have been just before me. I mean, my first manager proper watching was Martin Yole. That was I remember the days. I've seen obviously the days of Glenn Hoddle and that, the back end. But Martin Yole was my manager. That's my first proper manager. Upset to see him go, man. And I can't lie. It wouldn't have been this bad with him right now. It wouldn't. But it's not about getting the best out of the players. It's about the board backing the manager. That's what I'm down for. I'm down for the board backing the manager. This getting the best out of the players bullshit. It's a load of rubbish because Spurs just dash rubbish players at manager after manager after manager. But yeah, man. Literally. That's where I'm at. That is where I'm at. And no, you're not wrong, bro. You're not wrong. This guy, I wouldn't say he's been stealing a living, yeah, because Porro's been played the most out of any of our players, yeah. I don't think he should have played that much. I think Spence should have been brought in earlier. But we can't say that he's not contributed to us winning and picking up points at times. As much as he's been our downfall in many games, I'm not, I said, I'm willing to let him go. He has picked up points for us. So I don't think he's been stealing the living. I just think he's been a master of his own downfall at a lot of the times. Because he can offer so much more, but his football IQ is just non-existent. Non-existent. But for sure, Gray, Bergvall, and Spencer are the only ones who played hard. All senior players, including our captain, Dim, literally doing fuck all. It's just that we have our 3 young players. And it's funny because these are the players people laughed at. We all remember. Let's not lie, Eugene. All in September, October, those first couple months, August, September, October, those first couple months of the season, people just going, these are the players we bought. They're rubbish. They're not going to be at the level required for the Premier League. All of this rubbish. And I said from the start, I can't lie, I watched enough from Bergvall in pre-season, said that I wouldn't be surprised if he took Maddison's spot in the team. And lo and behold, I'm going to run that clip back as well. That's going to be re-uploaded on the channel because people seem to forget that. Bergvall's now snatched Kulu's chain. Kulu snatched Maddison's chain, and now Bergvall's snatched Maddison's chain, bro. So my man's chainless. He's on the bench 2 or 3 places down. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. This guy's just not at it. He's not at the races. His head's not in it no more. I don't kill me, HTX. Don't kill me. I wouldn't be surprised though, LB. His name's, what's it? Anora or Anoru, I think it was. I would not be surprised to see a team pick him up. He was putting work. Bruv, Pedro Porro lost the ball 45 times that game. 45 times, blood. Nah. When I saw that stat, it was crazy. It was actually crazy. But it's a good question next. Let's move on to the question here, man. Is the most challenging season in management for you? Is this the most challenging? Look, every season has got its challenges. I haven't experienced the kind of injuries or player absences we're currently going through. Every year is different challenges. Every year is a different challenge. This is certainly a big one, and my job is to make sure we get through it. You're still in 3 competitions with the Cups. Are you confident you can still succeed? It's not about confidence, but I have great belief we can make a big impact for sure. Notwithstanding that, we still need to be better and more consistent in the league, irrespective of how we do in the Cup competitions. One can feed into the other for sure. We need to go to Everton on Sunday, knowing we have a European and Cup football after that. Improvement in the league can help us with. That is definitely it. And I do agree with him there. Look, there's no guarantee of winning the trophy, but we've got to build the confidence to do it. We've got to try and put in the work to do it. And the only way we can do that is by building up confidence in the league, you know, winning these games, which you're playing against teams where you're expected to win. Everton, you've got to win Everton. You've got to beat Everton. If you're not beating Everton, then what are we doing here? Like, what is the point What is the point in us even being a club if you can't beat a team in a relegation zone, bro? We didn't beat Ipswich. We didn't beat Crystal Palace. And now what? We can't be fucking... We didn't beat Wolves. You're telling me we can't beat Everton now. We slapped them 4-0 at the start of the season. We have to beat Everton. We have to. And this is a key game for us. And this is... I want to get onto the Everton talk after this anyway. Do a little preview. But this Everton game means a lot to us right now. And this can be a turning point for the team, because the run of games we have and the amount of games we have coming up, and, you know, the fact that we've got players coming back, this could be a huge turning point. The players just need to believe in that, and they need to make sure that they go out and get their job done. I don't care about Fraser Forster, bruv. I don't not care about Fraser Forster. Well, look, he's literally addressed it. Pedro Porro has played the most minutes in the league. Do you have no choice but to keep playing him? At the moment, yes. We've obviously got some alternatives there with Jed and Archie able to play there. All of the guys at the back are doing a hell of a job for us, considering our limited options. Hopefully, we getting Benny back gives us another option, and then Romero and Van der Ven back. But up until that point, for guys like Pedro, Archie, and Radu, and the main ones, they have to keep soldiering on and doing the job. You've got Ben Davies back now. Is it a case of getting Archie Gray back to being a midfielder, or has he done enough fight for that spot? Has he done enough to fight for that spot a while longer? We don't have that luxury. I certainly don't have that luxury at the moment. Getting Benny back is great, but we're still pretty short defensively. We've still got a lot of games, even before Mickey and Romero, and certainly Destiny are back into the fold. So we're still down to minimum numbers. Archie will continue to do what he's been doing, mate. Archie continued to do what he's been doing, mate. He's always got to fucking add that mate in, innit? Like, he's always got to do it. He's been contributing to every game, and wherever that may be for the team, he will do that to his best. And I want to see Archie in midfield. I'm itching for it at this point. Like, he's shown so much in that back line and so much composure. And, you know, playing with the game in front of you is a lot easier. Playing it in the back is a lot easier than playing in the midfield. There's no doubt about that, yeah, with regards to on the ball. But I feel like he just has the composure, the positioning, the stability to hold down and play that 6 role in the way that Spurs need. You need someone to just hold that spot, sit in front of defense, act like a third centre-back, you know, but drift forward with the ball at times. He can carry with it and be confident to play the ball forward through the lines. And he does that. But we just need him to take that step forward and doing it and playing that 6 role. He needs to get the opportunity in the Europa League this season. We've got a game coming up against Hoffenheim, and then we've got Elfsborg. Either one of those, he should be taking the opportunity to try use him in that position, to try bleed him in. When we get Ben Davies back, you can go Ben Davies and Dragusin at the back if needed. And, you know, let him fill in there, give him the opportunity. But, okay, cool, man. Joe was one of our best under Levy, along with Redknapp and Poch. I started supporting Spurs since 1995 under Jerry Francis. I heard that was dark times. I heard Jerry Francis was dark times. Obviously, I know George Graham was after that, and then we did win a trophy, so can't take nothing away from him on that. But he's an Arsenal man, innit? So it's always a bit. It's always a bit. Yeah, I don't know if I like that one. And I suppose it's a bit like Mourinho, innit? Obviously, being a Chelsea man and coming over to us, but it happens. It does happen. Let's just catch up. Levy is Dragus. Don't kill me. Hyper's in love with Dragusin. I'm seeing it. Maybe a fellow Romanian is that. Maybe a fellow countryman. Yeah, the whole Spence stuff is a shambles. It's definitely a shambles to the fact that he's not used them up until now. Spence is definitely he's our best fullback right now. In form, he's definitely our best fullback. So he needs to be used, and he's going to continue to be used at left back. But Tottenham are going to rock up and give Moyes his first win back at Everton. I can already see it. I don't see us losing, but a draw is definitely on the cards. Let's not lie. A draw is definitely on the cards. Everton are so dodgy, and they're the type of team to pop up. I remember that time when they got the 1-1 and that fake penalty. And I remember the ball bounced and Branthwaite scored. Like, they just score lucky goals. There was one time Dwight McNeil rushed it from the edge of the box. Like, things just happen against Spurs. And like I said, Dr. Tottenham turns up. I don't need Dr. Tottenham to turn up this weekend, please. Hey, how about Dr. Everton turns up? Where's Dr. Everton at, fam? Kulu, Bergville, Gray midfield. Please. Please. Although I think Gray and Bergville are a bit young, when they do eventually grow, maybe they can use this season to grow into that. Next season, that pairing there, trust me, it's going to be dangerous. Especially when you have Saar to throw in there. You have another midfielder to throw in there. You got to have a few midfielders to throw into the mix. You got to be able to change it. When you have really and truly, you should have 5 centre mids that are all confident enough and competent enough to just rotate with each other at a higher level. 5 or 6, really. But there should be 5 guaranteed and then 2 or maybe 1 or 2 players that are just like at the lower end of that. But we're competing on all fronts right now. We need to have 5 or 6 players. We need plenty more. So I'm just trying to let me get my water. Man's speechless out here. Give me a sec, people. We're back. Gray's got a bright future, man. Most definitely, Gray has got a bright future. You're seeing all the Arsenal fans trying to cream for him now. First, it was the Liverpool ones after we played them. Then the Arsenal fans on the week. Oh, Gray's class. Oh, Gray looks good. Oh, bro, don't bring none of that wire rainbow shit over to our side, yeah? Gray is on North London, and this only side is called North London he's going to be on is the white side. Because the white side is the right side. You know what I mean? Only one side of North London. It most definitely ain't over there. I was lucky enough to be behind the goal at the old Wembley in 99 for Alan Nilsson's winner. Oh, bro. That must have been limbs. I ain't been there. I'm hoping this year we're on our way to Wembley. And I'm making it there. There's no doubt that we are going to get armpits this year and I ain't going to be there. There's no way. So as if whether it's Wembley, whether it's Dublin, I will be there. Make sure you know Durag Diaries will be there. There's no doubt about that. Good question. What's happened to Saar? I feel like he's regressed in possession. I don't think that he's regressed. I feel like he's struggled a bit with the amount of not system changes he's come through, but yeah, I suppose it's been that because last season he was pretty good. He's one of our better performers, but obviously when he got injured and he come back, he had like a back injury. He never really found his feet after that and he was struggling. I think it might just be the combination of midfielders he's been playing with. We need a 6. I think once you bring in a 6, it alleviates the pressure of the other 2 midfielders to do as much work because these midfielders do work hard, but Saar's job at time, he's been told to press the fullbacks. So he might be pressing one of the fullbacks at time. And then he's got to get back and cover for Pedro Porro because he's just bombing forward and running into no man's land. So I feel like the amount of responsibility he has for the attacking wise and doing the defensive job, it's not helping him. I feel like Spurs just need someone better in that defensive role because Basuma doesn't do his job. And Basuma's most definitely our worst midfielder right now. If we don't beat Everton, Ange has to go. I think that's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh. I'm not on the Ange. Ange needs to go because if we don't beat Everton, but if we lose to Everton, boy, I don't want to say I won't be there because it depends how we lost. No, I can't even lie. You might see a Durag Diaries and I'm going crazy. Trust me, my head could be gone. My head could be gone. Don't be surprised too. Don't be surprised. But let's go. Let's go a little bit more into this. I think Hey, I didn't know it. Nah, I thought it was that long. Nah, I thought it was the whole page. We're more than halfway through. We're more than halfway through. Where do we get to? All right. I know the January market is more difficult one, but is there any frustration at all that you've missed this key period when the squad really needed help? Yes, great question. This is the questions I'd like to see from journalists more often. Forget about trying to catch the manager out. Just ask them something where, you know, we need the answer for it. Quite frankly, bluntly, you could have said, why the fuck haven't you got someone in earlier? But he's done it in a way where, you know, I'm just going to be receptive to it. So it's not frustration. It would be frustration and disappointment if the club weren't working hard, but they are. It's an easy word to say, but I know how hard the club have been working behind the scenes to get something done, but it's not easy. You need agreement from 3 different parties. Sometimes when you're in our situation, other clubs realize that and try to make the most of it. That's why I was delighted to get Tony in fairly early. That helped us for sure, but it's not for the want of trying. So I accept that. I'm not disappointed or frustrated. I'm actually pleased. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. I'm actually just gonna come off this if he carries on chatting rubbish. If he's on a chatting rubbish thing, mum's life, I'm gonna just come off this. Because what is he doing? I bet all tuned in to like go read through his press conference, and my man's just waffling to me. He's just waffling. Am I a prick? Am I a prick, Ange? Am I a dickhead? There's no way. There's just no way. There's just no way. There really is just no way, bro. Stop telling me you're pleased. Stop telling me you're happy. Because you shouldn't be happy about anything right now. There's nothing to be happy about. Nothing. Things aren't going good. Things are in the gutter. You had me arguing with Crystal Palace fans today. You got fucking D on never a foul. Shout out to him. Yeah, because people probably take... We argue. It's just a back and forth, innit? But you got Crystal Palace fans like D. Got me going mad. Got me arguing with him backing and forth, trying to make him think that he's in the conversation with us. We're passing them in the sewers. We're down in the mud right now. Spurs. Levy. Ange. Wake the fuck up. It might do. It might do. It might take a real extended vacation. What do they call that one? A sabbatical. That's what I might do. I might take a sabbatical, bruv. I'm due to have a sabbatical. You see me back in 6 months. I might have to do that because you know Spurs are all on just Project Youth. How about I just take a 3-year break, come back, and when this Project Youth, let's see if it works. Because I'm down for this. But how about can we just skip the 3 years? Can I skip the 2 years of the process? Just take me to 2027 and let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at. That's what I want to see. But he is, man. I'm just waffling. I'm just on the waffling thing sometimes, man. I've clocked it. You don't like English journalists. He's really on that waffling thing. Always on the punchlines, isn't it? He's always on the wind up, man. He's always trying to wind, man. Ain't no one clapping shit. Someone claps their hands in the chat, you get 1 minute timeout. And that's for the mods to do. Yeah, the mods are going to sort you out. Don't be clapping in the chat for nothing. For nothing. J Spurs, yo, Jords, the way Palace fan tried cooking you, look what his club done to... Bro. And this is what he does it every week. I have to sit on a show with D every week, yeah, after that game, and he goes, Spurs gave us our first win of the season, and now we're on the same points as you. Disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace that our club has done this to me. They've got me online arguing with Crystal Palace. I never even knew a Crystal Palace fan up until coming online. I never even knew one. And now I've got them shouting and arguing at me like they've won nothing. They've won nothing. They're literally one of the smallest clubs in London. This is like me arguing with Leyton Orient, blood. The biggest trophy they have is a 2nd-tier promotion, bruv. The fuck? This is what's going on. I actually rate Leyton Orient more than I do Palace. How about that? How about that? He didn't have a point. We're not the same level. We're just passing through the same sewer right now. Just passing through the gutter. But this is what he doesn't get. In our gutter, the way that we're going, There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's an exit. He's been in this fucking gutter for years, bro. He lives here. His yard is down here. My man was all trying to take me to his spot and show me, yo, yeah, look, it's comfy over there. You just go sit down over. Like, nah. I'm going this way, bro. I see the light. There's no light on your side. Trust me. Master Splinter settings. Literally, Adam. Master Splinter settings. As I said, I see the light. I see the light. And it's not bright, but I see it. So it's around the corner. It's around the corner. We can't put a time frame, but it's around the corner. You know what I mean? Good things to come round the corner. But we are finished. The Palace got above us. We are finished. Fans need to be told what the plan is. Is it a youth project or should we be challenging? Can't be both, as we've been trying to do. And that's the problem, Eugene. There's no consistency from the Spurs board down to the manager, down to the sporting director. There's no consistency on what they want to do with this club. It's like, let's just do a bit of both and see if it works out. Yeah. Like, it doesn't work that way. You either go all the way in on one or all the way in on another, but you need to communicate that to us. And it needs to be communicated clearly. I get that we're doing a little bit of a youth project, but also Ange just come out and said that we're looking for proven players because the youth project, not necessarily that it's not working, but we went all the way into the youth, so it's left us a bit short on experience. So in these moments where there's high pressure and you need clutch players, they're not showing up. So who do we have to blame? Spurs board, the manager, the sporting director. It's just a lot of them. It's a lot of them. But shout out to Jay, man. Shout out to you, my bro. Do you know what? I've been reading through the press conference, Jay. Good question. Do you know what? I'll scroll up for you. I'll scroll up to show you exactly what he said. I'll show, and you tell me. You tell me, bro. You tell me. Because it ain't looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, I swear down. It's not looking good. Let's just skip ahead. All right, I don't really think that. All right, this is a good question. You've used Maddison and Kulusevski as part of a midfield three the second half at Arsenal, and you used that to good effect early in the season. Was there a reason you moved away from using them in the middle three? Good question. Now, this is a good one. This is one where we can actually learn a bit more about what Ange is thinking. Yeah, there was a good reason we were without a striker, and I had to play Decky there. I mean, like a lot of decisions we've had to make with. Bloody, let me zoom in one more time. I'm actually moving like an uncle today. I don't know what it is. Imagine. Yeah, there was a good reason we were there without striker. I had to play Decky there. I mean, like a lot of decisions we've had to make that have been trying to plug the holes we've got and shifted players around to try and manage their loads as well. Whilst we've had a lot of injuries, we've also asked a lot of players and a lot during this period, and we've had to try and find ways to manage how much they play so we don't lose anyone else. We've sort of half got away with it, I hope, but even for guys like Brennan, he picked up a tweak off of the back of him trying to manage his load off the past 2 months. It's been a big shift for players in there. I'll be real. I'm just chatting shit, bruv. I'm just chatting shit. I just spread a whole load of rubbish. People. What's he even on about? He asked you a question whether it was like a tactical change to drop him out, and he's like, yeah, we've been load managing. There hasn't really been much of a reason. He obviously avoided the question regarding Maddison because he didn't want to address that. Why Maddison's been dropped and cool. I've been hearing there's some outside of the outside of the off the field issues, sorry, I should say, which cool, understand. His attitude doesn't really look all the way in at Spurs right now, and maybe he's distracted off the field. But regardless of that, I think it's been clear to see why he's not been wanting to play, and or not been wanting to use him because the performances just haven't been there. Are we not buying anyone? Why are our owners so selfish? Why are they? Why? Ange's a yes man. Bro, I can't lie. The more and more time goes on, I might be leaning a bit more this way. I might be leaning a little bit more this way. I'll be real. I feel like he's trying to, do the man thing. Very old school. He's an old man. Not that old, but he's a fairly older man. And he's doing the thing where it's just like we're a family. We're going to keep the business in house, and we're all one unit. Which I hear. That's what I feel like he's trying to portray. But also, I feel like you do need to. This is a fan base, bro. The fan base. The Spurs are nothing without the fans. So when you're speaking to us, you need to be a bit more coherent. And when he first came in, he used to be very honest about things, and he seems to have gone away from that a bit more and just be a bit more wishy-washy on what he says, not be as straight up, because he used to be just quite frank in his interviews and just tell you how it is. But right now, it's just, it's not that hard, mate. Everything's hard. Like, I'm happy with the ball. Like, come on, man. Like, look, I'm deflated from reading that shit, bro. This is it, G. I've been sitting there reading this for like an hour with the chat and stuff, and I feel more depressed after reading that. I feel like I've got no hope for Everton now. I'm feeling more depressed after reading that because we ain't getting no one, bro. Oh my god. Spurs are signing no one. Spurs ain't getting shit. We're gonna wait till the 31st of January. And they're going to chuck us some dead fucking player from the La Liga that no one wanted. A dead player from the Serie A that no one wanted, a fucking centre-back or something. And then someone like, I don't know, leftovers from the Bundesliga. Like, it's written on the wall. It's written on the wall, man. It's written on the wall. Spurs ain't signing no one. Big up to you, Beans on Toast. Still the same. Big up to you. Still can't believe Hook said Havertz could be the next. Did he say that? Hey, bro, send me that clip. Send me. If someone has that clip, send me that clip. I need it. Yesterday. Yesterday, I need that. Bro, please, someone has this clip. Send me it. This is it, hands off. This is it. This is it. I saw it today. Someone, and Ange, when I was on Cass, when I was on Never a Foul, he said a comment like, the centre backs coming back are going to be like new signings. Don't you fucking dare, Spurs. Don't you dare. Or don't you dare try and ever come out with anything like that. Oh, they feel like new signings coming back. Don't you dare. Because these are the same players that was around before that we did drop points with. They're not invincible. And we know what to expect of them. Yes, we're going to improve. But they also have mistakes in them. Vicario will be a huge one. I think he comes back and improves our team. Romero and Van de Ven do come back and improve our team. They've also had bad games prior to their injuries too. Brighton, bad game. Crystal Palace, bad game. Ipswich, bad game. So they're not flawless. They're not flawless. That doesn't deny the fact that Tottenham need to improve. So I ain't trying to hear that shit. But you can't have winning mentality and come to Spurs because in reality, we are losers. Even Leicester have won a league. Oh, don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started on it. That's the thing. Need to see the Durag got to stay on because that's when you know what it is, man. When the Durag's off, like I ain't feeling myself, bro. I don't feel myself. The Durag needs to be on because this is when I'm ready to just go to war. Because this is when we're streamlined. The waves, it's just flowing. We're fluid in the midfield. I'm feeling myself. You know, one of them ones. But when we ain't got the Durag on, when Spurs are losing, head loss, rattled. Crystal Palace fans are chatting to me. That's what happens. That's literally what happens, bro. Bro. That Trossard goal was a poor one to concede. I know a lot of people are trying to. I suppose the thing is with that Trossard goal, there's three parts to it, innit? You can look at it and you can, like me, blame Basuma. I think that you got to look at from where the goal started to where it ended. So I'd look at Basuma and say Basuma was at fault. Or you could look at the fact that Dragusin and Saar was just, I don't even know what they were doing. Why was you jockeying from 25 yards away? Why was no one closing down the space? Why did no one close Trossard down? And then obviously the third part, goalkeeper. Poor goalkeeping. It shouldn't have got to that point. That's the problem. It shouldn't have got to that point. Before I head out, because it's been a good stream, it's been a good check-in, a little lane lowdown. We got to talk about the Everton game. Now, with the team news that he did come out with, he pretty much all but confirmed the only next player that's going to be back and available for this game is Ben Davies. Bentancur is not available for this game because he's still, as part of concussion protocol, he has to miss this game. It's 10 days onwards from when the concussion was maintained. So that was last Thursday, and it's not been 10 days since then going into the Everton game. So it's like literally on that day. This was the last day. So he'll be able to play next week, but he's not available for this game against Everton. Outside of that, it'll probably be a very similar team to the way that we set up against Arsenal. I expect the midfield to be changed. I think Maddison probably will start. If he doesn't start Maddison, it will be Saar, Bergvall, Kulu in the midfield. I think Brennan Johnson, he did say he's been feeling something, so he won't start. You could see potential Mikey Moore thrown into the lineup. You could see Mikey Moore out on the right-hand side. Depends how he wants to go with that midfield slash attack. I think that he might start with Kulu on the right-hand side again if he wants to keep a midfield base and throw Basuma in there. You could have Basuma, Saar, Bergvall in midfield, or Basuma, Maddison, Bergvall. Whichever way you want to put it, Basuma is going to be starting regardless, even though I don't want to see him. We know ANGE is sort of left with no choice. So it's more than likely you're going to see Basuma in there. And then that front line, Sonny on the left, he's pretty much all but guaranteed. Solanke down the middle, and Richarlison I don't think starts. I don't think he's going to be ready to be thrown straight back into the lineup, especially when he was only back in training last week. And we already know this guy's a walking cheese string, bro. He's just waiting to get injured. Going to go down on the ground, and boy, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't get injured next week in the next game. That's the thing. But I'm praying, just like last year, he turned up and he gave us 2 goals against Everton. Good performance at the Goodison. So hopefully he can give them something, and he's got something for us that game. We need a big one from him. We need all of our substitutions to start contributing now, because I feel like Andrew's lost faith in a lot of players. So we've been lacking the ability to change the game off the bench. And when we have tried to, the changes have been too like for like. He's not been able to take a risk on throwing a Mikey Moore in there or throwing a Yamin Hyuk. How could I forget? Yamin Hyuk hasn't even had a debut. We've not even seen a minute of him. I'd love to see him come into the fold at one point, whether he gets a little 15-minute cameo or so. I think he's got something to offer, especially being a right-sided player. I think you just got to throw him in. I think with a young player like him, he's performing in his league, albeit is a much lower level. He's the highest goal scorer in under 21 in Europe right now, or highest GA or whatever it is. So he's clearly got the ability to score goals. He's clearly got the ability to create. You just need to give him the platform. I think you throw him in the game. Let's see what happens. It's Everton. It's not like they're anyone that's great. We've got David Moyes back, but that shouldn't give them too much of a boost, even though I was saying earlier, David Moyes' second home game, Dr. Tottenham could show up. But it's one of those games, man. Everton just aren't that good, so I don't expect too much of them, but also they can be dangerous, isn't it? It's one of those ones. When you underestimate a team like that and you go into a game as Spurs expecting to win, there's always a problem. You can't expect to win no game as a Spurs fan. But let me just literally HTX, man. Jords with a Durag, Goku Super Saiyan. Trust me. That's it. The Super Saiyan 2. I mean, do you know what? I need to get the custom Durags. The man need to get me to 1K. That's where it is. People, I forgot to remind them. We're on the road to 1K, man. We're so close. So close. I think 20 subs away around. We're just around 20 subs away from 1K. Let's make sure everyone in here. We got 22 people in here. I know most of you probably are subscribed, but anyone that isn't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get the monetization. We're trying to go the level up. I'm gonna start doing some watch-alongs as well. I've been piling up. I've got a new laptop, new setup. I'm gonna try to put together. Definitely gonna start doing some watch-alongs, no doubt about that. My first one might be next week, Thursday, for the Europa League. So we're looking to take the channel to the next level. We've just been starting up, and I've just been drips and drabbing you guys at the moment. But trust me, content is coming, content is loading. We just gotta get there, man. We just gotta get there. The 1K just gives you that ability to just do a few extra things in it. So make sure, man, you're smashing the like button too. As Keras Keen has reminded you, make sure you do smash the like button. And before I go, I can't forget this, of course. Man like Keras, I'm always in the chat. I've been meaning to do this for a while. But that's another one. We got to keep the real ones real. And the real supporters here. Wings undercooked, no sauce. Have you man ever gone Nando's and they've just given you some soggy wings, bro? That's what it's like. We got soggy wingers. There's no, like, you when you get a wing, a real Jamaican, you know, like, they know you gotta crisp that shit up. You gotta have it like Doku, you know, you gotta overcook. Sometimes you gotta flip it and then flip it again and then flip it again, bro. Trust me. There's no taking time with the food. You gotta overcook that shit. Our wings are soggy, bruv. Where do we go from here after the season is finished? I think ANGE will go. I can't lie. Then we're back to square. I don't think ANGE will leave out of choice. I don't think ANGE is that type of guy. He's one of the guys that's gonna want to maintain and stay throughout the process. But at the same time, yeah, like, where do we go from here, innit? We got to see how the season plays out. I don't want to try and predict anything. As I said, the January transfer window is still open. There's still a lot of the season left to play. We're still in a few competitions. So depending how those competitions go, depend on how the year ends, really, innit? Like, it could be a good end to the year. It could be a bad end. Let's see. But shout out HTX, man. This is a real supporter. That's a real supporter right there. Nah, there's no that's a real support. A man said he subbed on all 5 of his channel. That is my guy. Shout out to you, my guy. Shout out to you. I big up the Dragon Ball Daima, man. I haven't watched any of. I think I watched a few episodes. It's just too childish for me. I can't even lie. I wasn't really fucking with the animation. I wasn't really messing with, you know, the Dragon Ball. Like, I've watched OG Dragon Ball. Oh, sorry, Dragon Ball GT when they were kids, and OG Dragon Ball back in the day. But I can't watch this kiddie stuff, man. The way they're talking, just everything, like, they made it too child friendly. It literally is a kid. I could make my kids watch that show, and they're probably gonna have more fun watching it than I am. Like, I know they, like, I can't take it seriously, man. Can't take it seriously. We need the OG stuff back. Oh yeah, we need, bro. Jay, you've heard me say this too many times. I need the Choco Bonito. You know, and I need the players that after they score, they're gonna, you know, the samba. Hey, this is what they're on. I need to see that. I want to see on the, yeah. I need them to, you know, you got to have fluidity. Your hips have got to be able to move. Your hips can't lie. You know, like Shakira said, that's a real Brazilian player. That's what I need. Players on the sideline doing their little, yeah. Like, and that's what I want. Not Richarlison with his, what the fuck is that, bruv? Pigeons. Who likes pigeons? Pigeons are they eat trash. Anywhere you throw food, they're gonna run after it. That's the definition of Richie. A starving man. What's the fuck is that, bruv? What is that? What is that? No, what is that? Honestly, it's like the worst celebration ever. It's only good when you're trolling on a team and you've dunked on them last minute and you're like, yeah, yeah. But nah, any other time when he's rocking up and he's just like, what is that? Honestly, what is that? Alright, come on, man. Come on. No Jogger Benito. There's no Jogger Benito in Richarlison, bro. Aye, bro, he had Euro on skates. Bambi on ice. They were trying to get onto my guy Van de Ven, but hey, Euro was getting chefed. Man took him left, took him right, and it was one of those ones, you know, when you spin and then you spin back, and it's like, nah, he's done. He's done me. I know Euro knew what was happening. He was fuming. He's punching the floor and them things in the game. Like, he was fuming. Bro, this is it. We've had Richarlison, Moura, Sandro Renier. Like, which other Brazilian players we've had now? Let's think about it, chat. Which other Brazilian players have Spurs had? Because I'm actually trying to think, where is the Jogo Benito? Where is the Jogo Benito ever been at Spurs? We don't sign Brazilian players. We don't like Jogo Benito. Paulinho. No Jogo Benito, bro. Man was playing in China for half his career. Nah. Honestly, we just don't do Jogo Benito. We don't do it. It's actually crazy. It's crazy. Man said, clip it. Hey, do you know what? He does represent the club, innit? Chicken. He does represent the club. All right, but big up to everyone that's been inside, innit? Big up to everyone that's been inside. This has been another Lane Lowdown. I've got to go have some food before I do a show with the NSO. Make sure you go over there, man. New Spurs order. It's on the touch part of the touchline community. I do have a show over there with Tobes. Obviously, the Tobes that you guys will know. And then Tops, there's a few other guys. Anyone on NSO, if you follow the page, you'll know that there's quite a few guys over there. Make sure you come over there. At 8 o'clock, I think we'll be going live. And then 10 o'clock, we're live again. Trench Talks, man. Trench Talks. If you haven't been on, Hyper Protagonist will know, and a couple of the people in here will know. Trench Talks with D, Hooks, Dean. Yeah, man, we're just chilling, guys, having a drink, baking off, not really doing too much, but chatting, just chatting, and it gets a bit wild at times. It's a good stream, though, so make sure you guys pull up for that one. That'll be a really good one, man. But big up to you, Eugene. Big up to you, Beans and Toast, and people like the Blood Seed video. Trust me, like it. Yeah, Beans and Toast knows. He's been there, man. 7-hour stream sometimes. It gets like that. But big up to you, Adam, as well. Big up to Archer. Let me make sure I big up to everyone in the chat as well. Big up to the mods, Keros, Hyper Protagonist, every time J Spurs. Big up to you, first time checking in, but big up to the sub, Philly 2019. Man like Drunken Nado. I big up to you, just subbed. I didn't even see this. Big up to Jay each and every single time. Big up to Adam. Big up to Eugene. Big up to who else we got in here. Let's just see. If there's anyone else I forgot. Rich, big up to you, Rich. I think I forgot. I didn't even see your chats. And big up to Love United, Hate the Ops. Every single time. You know what I mean? Red Score as well. Rob Frank. We've got a few different people in here. But big up to everyone that has been inside the Lane Lowdown. We will be back. Next video, probably Sunday, match reaction, maybe a watch along. Keep out to the channel. Press post notifications so you're up to date. You know what I mean? Hey, big up, people, man. Big up. It's been another Durag Diaries. We're out. Oh shit, my bad, people. I'm taking this over to Chic TV though. Go to Chic TV and let them know you're doing a Jords raid.